I'm going to be painting a lure. I just want to welcome everyone to a live stream of RG22 Outdoor Adventures. So let's get to painting. All right, well, here's the lure. Got it all taped up, a lot of sanding, got it all cleaned up, ready to go. Got my brewski here, doing some drinking, and then some painting. All right, so now it's time to do some painting here. So we're going to paint all of this black. Put a little too much in there, but who cares? All right, here we go. Let's go. Start painting. 53 seconds in. This is probably going to be a pretty heavy coat. Yeah, let's thin that out a little bit. It's a little thick. Looks like we have someone watching. Hey, Mars, what's up, man? What's going on, buddy? Just gonna do some painting here. Come on. Now let's thin this out a little bit more. Oh, thanks. Just getting started. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm working on another video, Mars. Little sneak peek. A little guy, about 3.5 inches. Caught in a micro musky crankbait. Probably going to do it in a bluegill pattern. All right, so here we go. Let's. Ow. This one's going to be all black because I'm using some metallic aluminum on it. Yeah, it's going to be a little interesting lure. I can't wait to use it when we get it done. Using that little micro crankbait. Maybe we'll catch something. Maybe we'll catch a muskie with it. All right, let's get that dried off and we'll put another coat on. Okay. All right, let's put another coat of black on there. Man, thanks, Mars. Glad you've learned a lot. But I learned, what you're learning is everything I learned from watching other channels. Oh, air compressor. Sorry about the loudness. Put one more coat of black on. It's amazing how when you get this all sanded down, you think you've got it all smooth, and then you paint it and you see some rough areas on there like that. Oh well. Yeah. Have a beer. These are live streams are nice because you can be a little bit more relaxed, kind of informal. Let's do this again. So what else is going on, Mars? Have you painted any, do you have any lures? There. Ooh, I got a like. Thanks for whoever liked that. Thank you so much. And hopefully everybody out there is doing well too that are watching these videos and that's watching this live stream. I'm just cleaning the brush right now because we're gonna use another color. Oh. Well, hopefully you get well soon, Mars, and hopefully everything turns out well for you. All right. Okay. Let's use this wicked aluminum silver. I'm going to use this wicked what do they call it? Wicked aluminum. So that's just going to go in the middle over here. And then I'm going to paint the head with the template white. The tail is going to be white. And then I'm going chartreuse and orange. And chartreuse and orange, black stripe. We'll do some gill work, maybe some fins. Oh, let me show you this, Mars. Let me show you this, man. Just needs one more coat of epoxy. All this needs is one more coat of epoxy on it. Just finished this one. Started working on some of these fins over here. Thought it came out pretty good. Black head, gold, metallic, gold underneath over the black, and then I kind of finished metallic gold and then a metallic bronze, and then I think burnt umber over that, very light. And then some blood for the throat, a lot of gill detail, and then the fins. I'm going to put that back on rotisserie. All right, so let's start painting. Thanks a lot, Mars. I appreciate that. I just decided while I'm waiting for my camera to charge, I would just make a live stream video of a lure that I was going to paint and probably use this spring. And then there's a lot of editing to do on that video. These require no editing, really. So in that regard, they're pretty nice. I'm just getting the airbrush all cleaned out, making sure we have no black paint in there. So I don't want to wind up with any happy little accidents. I'm glad you can make it here too, bud. All right, let's get this. Let's throw a little bit of thinner in here and let's get started. Okay. Unfortunately, you're seeing all the time that it takes to actually make one of these and all the time that it takes. I know it takes a long time. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff in between painting. It's just not painting. It's a lot of cleaning the airbrush and things like that. So here we go. I don't really, I'm going to do silver probably across the whole body. We'll probably, or this aluminum. I think when you get these things clean, all right. Good Lord. All right, let's see if we can get this cleaned off here. Okay, that looks okay. Oh. Maybe it's the aluminum. It feels kind of gritty. This one hasn't gone splat yet, but it does happen. It does happen. Jeez. I think it's this aluminum. I think it's this paint. I think it's this paint. Well, let's see what happens here. Gotta be this paint. No, that's not bad there. Maybe it needs to be thinned out even more. What do you think? Talk to me, Mars. Oh, maybe it just needs to be thinned out. I think we're gonna switch gears and go with silver. This isn't wait. Okay, let's try thinning this out even more. Just a bit more, huh? A little bit thinner? All right, let's try it. Let's thin this out even more. There. We'll make this a consistency like water. There. I think that should do it. Sorry, but my allergies are killing me. There we go. Now that thin paint's going through. Oh, it was. Oh, here's your compressor again. Sorry. We're going to dry this off in a minute and put another coat on. All right, let's dry that off and put another coat of this on. All right. Not too bad. Well, I'm heading there in probably September. Heading to St. Clair. I might do one in August and maybe one in September, and definitely one in September, maybe one in August with one of my friends. But yeah, I'm thinking about St. Clair all the time. But then again, I think you have the Niagara River right in your backyard, and then you have Buffalo Harbor. Those are some other places I want to try too. Definitely Buffalo Harbor. After seeing all those YouTube videos, those guys catching those 55-inch muskies. Now they get them in the Buffalo River too, right? With all the steelhead and everything. Have you heard any steelheaders catching them there from the Buffalo River? So they're pretty far and few between in Buffalo Harbor. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Not too many, yeah. That's what I was afraid of. So I don't know if it'd be worth a trip from Ohio to go there in the fall, but just to see some new water, it'd definitely be worth it. All right. So oh shoot, I thought I turned that off. Okay, well, what's next? Next is going to be some white. I'm going to put some white over here and then some white here. But I have a template that I'm going to use for that. And then it's going to be fluorescent orange, then chartreuse, fluorescent orange, or chartreuse, and fluorescent orange. Okay, so let's get started on that. No, I'll stick with St. Clair. All right, that's what we'll do. And I'm going to have another swig of beer. All right. Fun. Good stuff. All right, let's throw some thinner in there. Yes, remember beer. I wonder how everything's going to work out with Canadian licenses this year. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Won't have any issues. Nope, sorry. I can stop if you want. But I'm on vacation, so... All right, here's some white. Well, what I found, Mark, was the better quality the airbrush, the better the paint. Well, congratulations on that, Mark. That's what I found. Get a good quality airbrush. Don't skimp. Buy those cheapo Amazon ones that are like 20 bucks. You can paint, but they don't come out all that well, I'll tell you that. Compared to, I mean, this one compared to the other ones I was using, this is way better. I'll probably graduate to another airbrush when this channel grows some more. When I start making some cash on this channel. Okay, now it's time to do the head. And like I said, the head I have a template. Well, as long as you have a good one, that's all that matters. I mean, this one I got from Amazon, and it has a way better feel than all the other cheapo Amazon ones that I got have. Okay. Well, the paints that I use are Createx. That's the one I have. That one. That's what I'm using right now. Gallery. Okay. So I'm going to try to figure out, I'm going to try to turn this so that way you guys can see. Oh, can you see that mark? The way I know if everybody else can. There. There. Let me get that stencil. Where's that stencil? Where'd that stencil go? Here it is. All right. Okay. So I made the stencil here. I just traced the outline of the lure, and then I cut a fin out. If I don't want to use a fin, I can just put some tape over it. Everything's nice and dry, so we'll get it lined here. I used to have a marker there. It's going to go something like that. And we'll get some tape. Tape. There it is. Tape. Oh, thanks a lot, Terry. Oh, so you do a lot of steelhead fishing? I got a good story about Niagara, Mark. Awesome story. It's kind of interesting. So I don't know if you want to hear it. It's actually kind of funny too. All right. So if you want to hear it, I'll just say it. All right. So many years ago, a friend and I were fishing on the Niagara, and we were fishing down in Devil's Hole. So I don't know, since you're from New York, where the power plant is, if you go upstream, there's a really long bar, gravel or rock bar that juts out into the river. So I don't know if you're familiar with it. If you are, then my buddy and I walked out there, and we were catching fish one after another. One fish after another. It was amazing. Lakers, steelhead, coes, you name it, we were catching them. But unfortunately, it was getting more and more difficult to put to get the lures down. We were float fishing, so this is back when we were using center. So we're out there, and it's getting harder and harder and harder. And for some silly reason, this is towards the end of the day, I look back, and this backpack of lead that my buddy had when we were fishing down in Art Park bottom bouncing, that was laying on the bank, and I look, and it's like, dude, where's the backpack at? And he tells me, like, what's on the bank? I'm like, no, it's not. It's gone. Well, it was underwater. And what was like maybe not even knee deep going out to that end of that point was now almost waist deep. Was almost waist to chest deep. I think maybe if we stayed there any longer, we probably would have got stuck out there, or worse, we may have gotten washed down the river and never seen again. That is amazing that they don't even. There's no alarms. There's nothing. You got to be really on top of your game when you're out there. Scared the daylights out of me. But I would definitely go back. I'd love to take my boat out there, out to Art Park, and bottom bounce out of a boat jigging for Lakers. That would be exciting. I saw those boats and it's like, wow. I mean, every boat then they all had fish. Now let's put a little bit more on there. I want these colors to pop. I don't want that black to show. We'll cover it up. Shoot. We got some covering up to do. The coat. Man, it has been, gosh, it's got to be, how many years? Geez, it's got to be over 20, 25, 26 years since I've been there, since I fished it. Because I think the Ontario side has the same setup, right? Okay. That is one powerful river. Oh, almost spilt the beer. That wouldn't have been good. So Terry, you do a lot of, you said you said trout and salmon. So I'm assuming you're probably on the eastern end of Ontario? Is that right? Probably fishing somewhere around the Thousand Islands area, the St. Lawrence, maybe Ganaraska. All right, we got to dry that off some more. All right, let's dry this off some more before we flip it around. Otherwise, we're going to get a bunch of shit on there. All right, so let's get this painted over here. I still have a little bit of white paint left over. Well, I guess I don't have any white paint left over at all. All right, so let's set this over here while we fill that up. So there we are so far. Not too bad. I think this is going to work pretty good. All right. Okay, let's put some white paint in here. And then if any of you guys want to watch this again, I will have it published probably after I do the live stream. Ooh, Georgian Bay, Lake Huron. Oh, you're in definite prime muskie territory. Like where the world record muskies were. I think there was a world record muskie caught out of Georgian Bay. Then the French River, Lake Nipissing. I've been through North Bay. Long time ago on my way up to Quebec for northern pike and walleye. Long time ago. Can't wait for this to finish. Wow. 60 acres. That's awesome, Mark. 60 acres. Wow. So I'm sure you probably do a lot of hunting. Moose? Moose and bear? Oh, I love it up north. I'm going to try to make a bunch of these for northern Wisconsin. Go for some of those scotty muskies. Okay, so I went through North Bay into Temiskaming, crossed the Ottawa River, and then went north through Ville Marie, and then we were on Lake Simard in Moffat, Quebec, and then many years later, I started making trips up north of Matagami to the James Bay area. So we were quite a ways up there. If you want to say, quite a ways. Oh, I did? Right by your place? Man, that was a long time ago. Long time ago. I think, oh heck, I think probably my dad was probably my age the last time we were there. Yeah, I think my dad was in his 50s. He's what, 75 now? 74, 75? Boy, I sure do miss it up there. It was one of my first loves being up there. I think if this one comes out pretty good, I may end up trying to sell this one. I may end up trying to sell it. It is totally God's country. I think there's places in Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, like around Vermilion, except there's lots and lots of people around there, but the country, it's just beautiful up there. Northern Minnesota. Yeah. Well, I'm 50, Terry, so not far behind. Okay. You know what? I do the same thing, but sometimes I have people that actually want to buy them, and then unfortunately I got to part with it. This one, I don't know if I'm going to want to part with it. This one I'm going to fall in love with. I don't want to part with any of them that I make. I want to use all of them. And sometimes I give them away to friends. Okay. So there we are right there. Now it's time to start adding the color. And we're going to do a pretty simple lure. This one's going to be pretty simple. This one's going to be pretty simple. All right. So first off, I think I'm going to do the interior. So unfortunately, Terry, when we went up there, we got all the way up to almost all the way up to East Main. And well, we almost got up to the East Main River, and there's a road, if I remember, that goes all the way east to James Bay. And it's a pretty long road, but we didn't quite get that far. We were almost there, but unfortunately, you know, we didn't get to make it there. But yeah, it is amazing up there. We met when we were camping on Lake Mirabelli. When my dad and I were camping on Lake Mirabelli, we met a guy from oh, what is it? Not I think he was from Run Noranda, and he used to drive tractor trailers up there across the ice. We're just getting the brush cleaned off. But this is going to be our next color. We're going to do fluorescent yellow. And I've always wanted to go to James Bay. I mean, I've been up there 3 times. And unfortunately, never made it there. Never made it to Radisson. Never went to LG1, LG2. We did camp on the Route du Nord. Never made it up to the Trans-Taiga Highway. That was too far north for us, for the amount of time we had. And on top of that, when you're up north of the 51st parallel, if you're not a resident of Quebec, you need a guide. All right, so let's get this. Oh, we made another mess. I hate when that happens. Oh well. Yeah, me too. I think the last time I was up there was in probably 2000, 2001, and that was before they diverted the Rupert River up north. Which I'm not going to get on my soapbox about. All right. Let's see how this is going to work. Nice. Okay. So this is going to require a few coats. So this is what takes the longest. It's usually doing this. Oh, I got 4 likes. Yeah, I actually had a buddy run mine supplies at James Bay in the winter roads for a few years. Yeah, I mean, before they had the show Ice Road Truckers, when this guy was mentioning that, I was dumbfounded by it. Because at the time, I was also a heavy truck mechanic. So I kind of thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Yeah, that was actually before the show came out when this guy was talking about that. And he actually showed us the road where he drove across the lake. The actual, like, he drove across Lake Mirabelli, which was, I thought, awesome. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. No, this guy wasn't either. It was just one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Now, I just really like interacting with people like this. This is really neat. I'm going to really have to incorporate this into my channel. I'm enjoying this. I mean, it's not like editing a video and, you know, making the video, editing it, and all that good stuff, but, you know, this is pretty enjoyable doing. I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot. I met two awesome people, you know, learning a lot. So it's been pretty exciting. So what I'm going to do here is I want this thin white. I want a thin white line to show up there, just like that. Yeah, I've had a blast with this. I really have. I'm really enjoying myself here. It'd be nice if we had more people involved, but you know, when you're, I mean, this is such a specialty niche here, doing this. All right, so let's put this in here. There we go. And I want to bring this all the way here. You know, I just sometimes wish YouTube would count this stuff. That's awesome, Mars. That's awesome. Yeah, I got a good laugh out of that one. Oh, this air compressor. Let's turn it down. Yeah, let's just turn it off. Maybe we can get through this. Oh, we almost did it again. Ha, igloos. You know, I always thought when I went into Quebec, coming from Ontario, was like going into a different country. I didn't really think going into Ontario was any different. The only difference to me with Ontario was lots and lots of Canadian flags, the metric system, and when you are on, what road is that? It's not the QEW. It goes from Aurelia to North Bay. Weber's. We always made it a point to stop at Weber's. Always made it a point. Okay, it's 11. All right. Yep, that was it. From Aurelia all the way up to North Bay. Yep. I think that takes you in through Muskoka and all those cool places. And then you take, then from North Bay, you head east, go over the little Jocko River, and before you get into Miskaming. Yep. Well, hey, look at that. Look at the little, dude, that's what I was going for. See that little, that super narrow white line? Separates the head from the rest of the body. That's what I was going for. Well, I really liked Quebec. The only problem was I knew they knew English. When we were getting our fishing licenses for Quebec in Temiskaming, they would not speak English one bit. Not one little bit. And I thought it was interesting, but like you look like a fool when you're trying to explain that you're there for a fishing license. I thought it was like the funniest thing. Such pride, such French pride that yeah, it was actually quite. I found it funny. I thought it was really neat that like they will not speak any English at all. Really? Wow. I guess maybe it's something more of a novelty thing when you're driving over the highway and you're from the States. And it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. We're going over. You park in the middle of you park in the middle of the highway and you walk over a bridge going over the highway. I think maybe this is the novelty of it, I think, for most people. Well, yeah, that place, it was packed when we were there. But they really knew how to get a line go, how to get people through the line, though. I would give them that. And what's cool is, oh heck, I was probably, oh man, like maybe 20, 19, 20 years. Ooh, we went way too much. Maybe 20, 20 years old, somewhere around there. I was pretty young. I think we started going up to Moffat, Quebec when I was a teenager, like still in high school. We were just passing through. And I think it was a novelty of, you're walking over the highway and Weber's Burgers and, Weber's Grills and stuff like that, which I don't think there's any relation to. Ooh, wow. I like this. We're going to make a pretty simple one today. Ooh, wow, well, then I guess the money was well spent. So what do you guys think of that? I'm going to do this is a pretty simple one. I'm not going to get overly complicated. Not at all. But I think I'm going to put a little bit of red in here, too, to show like a bleeding gill. What do you guys think of that? Now it's time for some orange. We're near, then the eyes. So I have some glass eyes. I could either use these and paint them up, or I have these, but I have them in white, yellow, silver, and red. What do you think I should do? Yeah, I don't think they're the same thing, Terry. I don't think they are. I think it's just a coincidence. All right, let's get this airbrush cleaned off. Oh, so you think I should cheap out and use the sticky eyes, huh, Mars? Should I do fins? I was thinking about, oh boy, you guys are making me do fins, huh? All right, you're gonna make me do fins. All right. Yes. Okay. I mean, I am like how could I say this? The ruler of my domain. And I can do whatever I want. If I don't want to do fins, I don't have to. But I'm going to do them because my audience says I should. Yellow. Oh, you're hanging up on me? Oh, you're ganging up on me. Okay. Man, I thought you were hanging up on me. I was going to say, what? Oh, geez. Am I boring you guys that much? That you're hanging up? Man, I thought I was doing good interacting with everybody. I mean, we're only on 52 minutes. All right, next color. Fluorescent orange. Should I try doing these at least maybe once a week to kind of take up the time in between my editing videos? What do you guys think? Just to kind of at least let you guys know that the channel's still alive and it's not completely dead. All right, so now I'm going to paint here. I think we're going to do this part first because this is just going to be a quick, easy, just spray from the front, and whatever overspray goes across the chartreuse goes over the chartreuse. But I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, you know, if I have some lures that I want to paint and I feel like painting, heck yeah, I think I'll throw in a live stream. I mean, I do enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I am really having a good time doing this. So, why not? Man, I got to move that bottle. One day, sooner or later, it's going to spill. Okay, so we got to make that yellow pop or the orange pop. Got to make that orange pop. Let's dry it off first. Let's dry that and then we'll make it pop. So Terry, would that get a big pike up in your neck of the woods? Sorry, I'm not talking right now. I'm kind of in a zone. Oh, so Terry, I was showing Mark earlier. That's my next video. Right there, I'm kind of working on this one. So you guys got a sneak peek. When my camera's all charged up, I'm going to get this finished up. We'll get it painted. Going to try to make it look like a little bluegill. There we go. Now that's popping. Well, I can't wait until we put some epoxy on that. There. All right. What do you guys think of that? So now I'm going to put some red in here. I'm going to put some red down here. And then we'll get the fins painted, put the eyes in. Now, what color was it that you guys said you wanted for the eyes? I think you guys said you wanted red. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. I have yellow. I have that. But the red, unfortunately, all I have, I think, are 3/8" eyes. I mean, it won't look too bad. I can put some black in there, and it won't look too bad. It'll actually look pretty cool. Yeah, let's pull one out. Okay, I got red and yellow. All right. There's yellow. Here, let me put it up close. Yellow. I'm thinking red might be the way to go. Oh, no. Now Mars says yellow. So let's just put that in there like that. How's that look? Was that it? Mars, Terry, what do you guys think? Good? Or Thinking yellow. Okay. Going once. Okay, yellow is. All right. Okay, let's get the gills. Let's do some gill details, some red. We'll put some fins on it. What color? Now I'm thinking maybe some white for the fins. I was thinking maybe white. I don't want to go crazy on them. I want them to be kind of subtle. I'm trying to look for them. I'm trying to look for the head. There it is. All right, so that's what we're going to use for the gill, for the red. We're going to get these eyes out of the way. Okay. I don't have black. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Mars. All right, let's do some red. And get this airbrush cleaned out. All right, where's my water? Unfortunately, I ran out of airbrush cleaner. So I'm stuck to using water. Oh, I am far from a master, but thank you. Far from a master. On the videos, I edit out all my mistakes, Mars. I edit out all my mistakes in this one. Oh, if I screw up, you'll see it. Come on. Yeah, just dump it out. A little bit more. We need more water. Okay. Pour that out. Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay, so red. Where is it? Here it is. All right. Wicked red. You know, I think that's pretty cool having you guys kind of dictate how I make these lures. Oh, drill press. Get a drill press, Mars. It'll up your game. Trust me. Get a drill press. If you don't have one, get a drill press. All right, here we go. Ah, see, look it. See, my screw ups are evident. Ooh. Now I gotta go over that again. Yep, gotta go over that again. Oh well. We'll do that when we're done with this. Has a nice little touch. And now this one. There we go. Another nice little touch. Let's get that dry so we can put some more over it. Yep. Just the edge, and you just let the overspray get, and all you do is let the overspray get there. So this is all this is, Mars, is just overspray. That's all that is. Now, what do you guys think of that? Pretty good? Okay. I got to fix that. I think I'm going to do the fins probably in, oh, what should I do them in? Metallic white or a pearl white? Or should I just do them in black? And get this all cleaned out. Put some more fluorescent orange, go over that again. Dry it, do the fins. Okay. All right, let's get this clean. We'll clean the cup out. Okay, we've got a nice clean cup. So we're gonna put some more orange in there. We're gonna go over that in orange again. And I think, let's see, there. So you don't need a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Come on. So, a nice little tip for you, Mars, is I look on, I'll tell you what, I look on a lot of different custom lure builders. And I look at what they do. And because I'm trying to learn different paint techniques and looking at like different standards, like some of the baits are really awesome, like Clarky baits. He makes some really kick-ass lures. They look amazing. I only hope mine someday look like those. Bakers are just on a whole nother level. What's another one? Blue Water Baits. I'm sure you guys are familiar with those, especially Terry. Yeah, definitely Fred Hold. That's where I've learned a lot of these techniques from, is watching his videos. I pretty much owe everything that I've done on musky lures to that guy, actually. I mean, his videos were like instrumental to my development as you can see, as a bait maker. Marling Baits, Engineered Angler, you know, 2 other awesome YouTube channels. Another really good one is Impex. All right, so let's. I'm gonna dry this off real quick. Let this dry up, and then we'll get started on the fins. So I gotta be able to tape everything together. I gotta be able to tape everything. But Fred Hold is probably one of the best that I've experienced as a YouTube lure maker. Free with all his information. I'd have to go back through and look, but I do have, I did buy one of his baits at the Pennsylvania Muskie Max last year. Well, I guess some people like to rest on their laurels. Unless things have gotten away with real life with them. All right, fins. I need words. I need my template. Got it. Okay, got my stencil. All right, this is gonna require a lot of taping. Okay, so this is gonna go here. So you guys didn't tell me what color I should paint this. Oh, I'm never going to hold anything back. We don't want to do that. We want to go kind of like that. There. Black. All right. Black it is. I think black looked pretty good. I'm not going to do a white anything on it. We're just going to do black. Okay, got it all taped off. Now I need my straight edge. All I did was take a index card and make my straight edge. Put some tape on the background, so on the back of it, so it's pretty durable. Okay, black. I think this is going to look really cool. Boy, these allergies are killing me today. Jeez. Oh, wrong color, man. Okay, black for the fins. Oh, made a mess. Let's clean that off. I don't want to get black on. I don't want to get any black on this lure at all. Okay. Let's get this stirred up. And we're going to turn this down. So what I found, Mars, is on these brushes, if you turn this knob, if you see this, it's only going to go back a certain distance, and your paint isn't going to be as strong. You can kind of control. Maybe we'll do that next time I do a live stream. Purple and hot pink perch paint. Okay, so now I'm left-handed, so you guys are all going to be discombobulated because you guys are all backwards if you're righty. Sorry. Okay. There. So again, Mars, this is just basically the overspray. This takes a lot of practice. I'd probably still suck at it. There's one. Two. Three. Can I get a fourth in there? Let's see if I can get a fourth. We did. Good. Okay. Now. Oh, geez, dude. Then my hat's off to you if you're doing all this and you're doing amazing work. I'm actually blind with my glasses on. I have to do this with my glasses off, otherwise I can't see. I do probably need readers. And then we're going to do this to kind of tie it all in. Okay, let's do the fin reveal. And the fin reveal. Here we go. There it is. Boy, that black is what you call subtle. Golden years. The stuff I see at work. I don't know if I'd believe golden years after what I see every day. I'm a nurse practitioner, by the way, Mars. Working in ICU. All right, I got to grab another beer, so just bear with me 1 second. It's right over here. It's not that far away. Now I just need the opener. Where'd it go? Shoot. There it is. Thanks, Mars. I appreciate that. I used to be a heavy truck mechanic in a former life. And I also have, what else do I have? A degree in fisheries management, too, that I never used because I couldn't find a job because of government shutdowns. Oh, cool. I still have my CDL, my Class A, or Class B. Never got rid of it. I don't think I ever will. I think I'm always going to keep it. So I work with a nephrologist who used to be an engineer for GM in Messina, New York. And when I told him I was up there, he was like, wow, that's awesome. I just renew it. I don't really do anything with it. I haven't used it in, oh gosh, it's probably been over 20 years. Ah. See, if I was a master, Mars, this wouldn't happen. All right, now I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Okay. Now how many do we go? 1, 2, 3, 4. We want 4. All right. Let's do 1. Exactly. Oops. Or as someone say, "Doh." Remember, just overspray. There's 1. Two. Three. Oh, this kind of sucks. Oh well. And 4. and 4. Oh, what do we do there? Damn. Oh well. Let's just redo 4. Think we can redo 4? There's 4. There's the fin. It looks okay. That's a good idea. I did all this on paper before I did this. I practiced all on paper. And still. There we go. I mean, it's okay. I mean, luckily it's black and you can't see it. Wow. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that. It's okay. Definitely ain't selling this anymore. But we're going to put those yellow eyes in. And then we'll put some epoxy, we'll get a sign, put some epoxy on it, and call it a day, and call it done. Got a little ways to go, so thanks for sticking around, you guys. This has been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed this. All right, let's autograph it. Thanks, Mars. The $1 million question is, would you still buy it? There we go. How much? Well, considering I am only me and I make them one at a time, basically, I lose money every time, no matter how much I charge. I could probably charge like $100 for it and still lose money on it. So, I don't know, what's it worth to the average person that buys it? For me, it's worth more than that, but I'm never going to charge more than that or that much. I mean, the most I've charged is maybe $40. And for me, I think considering that, it's like way under charging myself. Considering the amount of hours it takes, I mean, I've been at this for an hour. I've painted this for an hour and a half, and this is a simple paint job. This isn't anything complicated. So if you're not doing this as a production, then be prepared to do it for the love of it, for the love of the hobby. All right, so there we go. Exactly, I know, Terry. What do you think? Maybe 50 or 60 for that? I mean, Bakers are up in the hundreds. I think Blue Water Baits are close to 100. But let's mix some epoxy. Now I'll show you guys what I started using for epoxy. Let's take the tape off first. We gotta get this tape off before we epoxy. There. Now the big reveal. And don't forget, Mars, every time an artist signs his work all the time. So remember, sign your work. There we go. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it. There we go. And there it is without the epoxy. So let's put some epoxy on this. And let's see this thing pop. They do. All right, so we're going to put some tape along here so we don't mess up the diving lip, holding on to it. Okay, so what I found was I've used a few different epoxies over the years doing this. And I will show you, oops, what I've come to like and everything. All right. So when I used to when I built fishing rods, I used Flex Coat. Now Flex Coat is a two-part epoxy. That's basically the same as Alumilite. This is what I used to use, was this clear cast epoxy. Unfortunately, that stuff takes a really long time to set up. It comes out good, but it takes a really, really long time. So if you're in a hurry and you want to use something really fast, or if you're just doing something and you want a really quick coat over the wood to make a good kind of painting area after you sand it and everything, this is the best stuff to use. And this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this. We're going to use this 30-minute epoxy. And it's still a 1-to-1 mix. You only need like maybe 5 cc's of each. And I mean, it really doesn't matter how you do it on your scale, whether you do it in cc's or mLs. I mean, cc's and mLs are basically the same thing. You can do it in grams. You can do it in ounces. So it doesn't really matter. As long as it's a 1-to-1 mix. That's all that matters. At least from what I've experienced. But here, I'll show you what, so this one was done with Bob's 30 minutes. I mean, look how smooth that is. This is one of my Fire Tigers. This one was done with the same thing. I mean, that's hard as a rock. And then this one was too, but I've sanded it and I still got to decide how I want to paint this one. So I'm wondering maybe I should just do a video on this one too. I haven't used UV because then I got to make a whole UV container for them. So the Bobs right now, the BSI, that's what I'm going to be using. If you ever have this, Terry, this is pretty good. All right, so let's zero it out. I have some resin. True, true, true. Even sunlight. We'll use about maybe 5. We'll use 5. Okay, oh, 5.6, whatever. All right, that's the resin. Now we're doing the hardener. That's 5.5, so I zeroed out. And Perfect, 5.5. All right, oops, I forgot my brush. Let me grab a brush. And we'll put a little bit of super glue in here to let that set so these bristles don't come out. Okay. Well, I guess we're not going to do that. Oh well. Okay, let's get this mixed. You could also use a one inch chip brush if you wanted to too. Well, this has been a while since I've had a beer. It's been, I mean, I worked a lot and I don't have any beer in between working. Only once in a blue moon do I have a beer. And today, since I'm on vacation, I'm letting loose having a beer. I see way too much stuff at work. And then we get it mixed. Yeah, unfortunately the super glue didn't work. It wasn't flowing, so we're not going to use it. We're going to have to pick some stuff out. Another cool thing I found that helps this epoxy really flow when you're painting is I like to heat the lure up a little bit. I like to heat the bait up. Not a lot, just a little, just enough to get it to flow. Okay. All right. Okay. So there we go. And all right. So let's get started here. Now it feels a little warm. Look at, see how nice that just brushes on? And the idea is this initial coat, you want to get this into every little nook and cranny. That's what'll help it level out. Like push that in there. See all those, see all that right there? We want to push that in there. There we go. We're losing bristles. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast when you use these brushes. Even the chip brushes I have are horrendous for doing this. There we go. Look how nice and easy that goes on. Look how nice and easy. See, we heat that up and it's either that or it's warming up outside. And yeah, it really does pop with those. Look at that. That's the best part. When you put this epoxy on, and you really see how these lures just pop. It is amazing. It is amazing. It really is. Look at that. That just, I can't believe just how this just pops like that. That's just awesome. And now we gotta get way down in there. Unfortunately, we're gonna get some epoxy on the diving lip, but that's okay. There we go. Oops. Let's get that off there. We don't want that there. Let's Put a little bit more on. And then we will heat it up. Let it flow a little bit more. Put it on the rotisserie and call it a day. I mean, I can show you guys what it looks like after the epoxy is all set. I know I'm putting on kind of heavy. I'm going to put a second coat on. But for this video, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do the second coat on the video. That'll all be done off video. So I think we're going to call that. There we go. Yep, I used to have the same problem, Mars. So now I'm going to take my torch. Let's move you over. Let's move this over. Get this unplugged. Sorry, guys. That's what happens when you go live. All right. Okay, so as you see, I do have a heater that I use, a heat lamp. I'm going to move this out of the way. There's one of them. That's the other lure I was working on. So we're going to do this. Okay. And I'm just going to let this rotate on the rotisserie. I'll definitely do this again. I've had too much fun doing this. You know, talking to you guys, interacting and everything. It's just, it adds a different element to the channel. It really does. So like kind of, you know, it kind of, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. There, look at that. That looks awesome. Oops. Okay, so here's the, I was talking about earlier, here's the Bob Smith epoxy. Unfortunately, we have a little bubble there, but I'm going to probably sand this down and put a second one on. We'll get this sanded nice and smooth. You know, it really is. It's kind of like it really makes the world a lot smaller, doesn't it? It really does. It takes something from just being yeah, I'm creating a video for a YouTube channel, for a video for YouTube, and now it's like bringing you in. It would be great if I could do this whole video from like start to finish with the wood and cutting it and planing it and doing all the joining and all that stuff. Maybe I should do that, and as I'm doing it, have, you know, like different stages complete. Like for instance, this one. Here we've got the epoxy on, I've got to sand it. I haven't put the diving lip on yet. And then now I've got the diving lip on. And we're going to work on this one. This is what, and then we get the painting. But unfortunately, that would take, I mean, this has been an hour and 40 minutes. That would be an all day 5, 6, 7, 12, 20 hour video. That would be all day long. And unfortunately, real life takes its has its priorities, unfortunately. So that's something I don't think we'd be able to do. But definitely be on the lookout. I'm going to start working on that video pretty soon. Probably tomorrow. I'm going to actually start painting that little micro lure, this one. We're going to get that painted, and it'll probably take me a few weeks to actually start getting the video edited. All right. Well, so on that note, I am gonna probably call it quits today. It's been an awesome time spending time with you guys, especially Terry and Mars, who were here from the beginning and watched it all the way to the end. Gave a lot of suggestions to how the lure was going to be painted and the eyes that were used and everything like that. So, all right. Well, it's been a pleasure. I want to thank everybody for joining in and watching. And well, you know what? Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the likes. Hopefully, if you guys enjoyed it that you were watching, hopefully you've subscribed and really supported the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. And cut.